Bakker, naturopath. I'm from New Zealand, and I think you know that. Anyway, let's talk about omega-3 and high cholesterol levels. So omega-3 now also has shown to work on reducing the LDL, low density lipoprotein, or the cholesterol. But if you read online, you can go and have a look. There's plenty of information to show you that there's a lot of spin regarding cholesterol. There's a lot of fear. It's a fantastic way for pharmaceutical industry to make a huge amount of money, is to create drugs, HMG co-reductase drugs, for example, drugs that reduce cholesterol through a pharmaceutical pathway. But if you have a look at a lot of expert opinions, there are just as many experts globally who really think this thing is a myth, that high cholesterol does not cause heart disease. And there are just as many of those experts out there as there are experts who say it does. But when you look at the evidence, there are an incredible amount of people who walk around with very, very high cholesterols who never get heart disease. And there are also a lot of people who die every day of heart attacks and heart diseases who've got no cholesterol problem at all. So we cannot emphatically state that high cholesterol causes heart disease. We can't say that, right, any more than we can say that a fire truck causes a fire. If we see a fire burning near a building and we see a fire truck there, and by association, can we say that fire truck caused the fire? Because every time we see a fire, there seems to be a fire truck, so maybe they cause the fires. That's how some people think, okay? So, as I said, there's plenty of people with high LDL, no problem. But the funny thing is, there's always some medical intervention around heart. You know, people always jump on the bandwagon and say, look, we need to do something with these people, and they're out of parameters. But some people live out of parameters. I've got a very dear friend who's a chiropractor, who's nearly 80, who's had exceedingly high cholesterol now for 20 years, and he's in probably better health than me. So you can't assume that high cholesterol kills people. All right? So go and have a read. I've been to plenty of seminars and conferences where I've heard people talk about LDL, HDL and triglycerides, and I really think there's something there, but not with the way the medical profession lay it all out for us, to be honest. So, and the other thing you need to remember with cholesterol, we've got low density lipoprotein and high density, but we've got many different fractions of those lipoproteins. There are many subsets of LDL. There's like 7 subsets. So some of those subsets are bad LDL. Some of those subsets are not too problematic, and others actually confer benefits to us, like the HDL. So when they just do an LDL test, it doesn't mean anything. You need to look at the subfractions of LDL. Google it, have a look. Yeah. So the risk factors are what you want to be looking at. If you're concerned about high cholesterol, you need to look at your weight. You need to look at your bowel function. You need to look at the fiber you're eating. Improve the profile of your diet profoundly. People with high triglycerides, in my opinion, can either be on medications, like my brother is for schizophrenia, that can push the triglycerides up. Antipsychotics are known to push up triglycerides, for example. There are different pharmaceutical medications that push the triglycerides up. So these are a type of a fat that's stimulated a lot by the dietary intake of sugar. So people who eat a lot of sugar or drink Coca-Cola can often have high triglycerides. These are not a really great fat to have in your body. But guess what? Fish oil is known to lower triglycerides. It really does, and it works beautifully. 3,000 milligrams a day will bring the triglyceride count down nicely. If you want to lower the LDL, the low density lipoprotein, I recommend you put oats in your diet, or more fiber. Eat cabbage, eat beans, eat oats, eat fiber. Don't just drink Coke and have a thick shake with some fries on the way home. That's not a way to lower cholesterol. The diet is the way to lower cholesterol with proper lifestyle. Walking every day, exercising, keeping your weight down, eating good food, drinking lots of water, these are ways you lower cholesterol. But to bind LDL and pull it out, you want to have oats. Oats work very well, whether they're cookies, muffins, cakes, or rolled oats like porridge. This is a great way to lower cholesterol. I've worked with hundreds of patients in New Zealand alone and seen massive cholesterol reductions just from the introductory of oats. The other tip I'll give you is to put flaxseed oil in the diet when you've got high cholesterol. Because when you put flaxseed in, the alpha-linoleic acid, it's going to slowly convert into EPA, which is going to reduce inflammation. So because LDL can push inflammation up. So more flaxseed oil in your diet, less sugar, take the white sugar out completely if you can, and more fiber. And fish oil, 3 capsules a day or 3,000 milligrams. Thanks for tuning in.